What's up, forum? It's Gorilla Hands, and I am bringing you the latest gameplay trailer reveal for Battlefield 3. So if you guys remember, at the end of the second trailer, you're tasked with taking out the sniper rifle using that AT-4 rocket launcher. Unfortunately, you didn't get a chance to see the full destructive effects of that rocket launcher on the hotel, but I imagine we're going to see the conclusion of that destruction in this video, so let's see. To be honest, I didn't see the trailer heading in this direction. I thought we were going to see the conclusion of the hotel being destroyed. So we went from that to being stuck in a crammed vent with rats and a small flashlight. But pay attention to the metallic sound effects that you're going to hear in a couple seconds. I thought it was pretty good. They did a good job, but let me know what you guys think.
You okay in there? Just another goddamn tremor. Nothing to worry about. One force here to reinforce. Just get that wire cut.
So I thought the sound effects in that scene were pretty good, and the voice acting wasn't too bad either. Now I am going to point out a couple of little issues that I see in the game. I realize this is pre-alpha footage, so I imagine these things will be ironed out once the final game is released. But I did notice that the flashlight doesn't cast any shadows, which is really strange because if you look at other light sources, they do kind of cast shadows on objects, so just pay attention to that in the upcoming scene. Although your enemy may want to destroy you by any means necessary, it's nice to know that they have a soft spot in their heart for Care Bears at the end of the day. Right here it looks like we're introduced to a new form of gameplay mechanic, which is a type of melee combat system. And judging by the mouse indicator in the right hand corner, it looks like it's going to be a quick time event. But I've heard from the developers and rumors from the developers that it's going to be a lot more than just a simple quick time event whenever you have to go into situations like this. Now the interesting thing is, are any of these elements going to be taken over or translated over to the multiplayer portion of the game? So things have really picked up from the previous scene. It looks like we're going to get a glimpse at a slightly larger scale battle than from previous trailers. We just saw a couple of American soldiers gunned down, and we're seeing vehicles in combat as well, so this could be pretty interesting. A couple of things I do get from this scene. One, I don't know a whole lot about guns, but I've been reading a couple of rumors that since this game is in 2014, the gun that your character is carrying is the M16A5. I don't know if that's true or not. Someone who might know a lot more about guns, and let me know in the comments what you think. And also, if you look in the top right hand corner, I believe those are MH6 helicopters, or they're better known as Little Birds or Killer Eggs. And I can see where they get their name from with the egg shape, and they are absolutely armed to the teeth with weaponry. But we're going to get a chance to talk a little bit about them later in the trailer. So I get a couple things from this trailer. First, I think your character is using the M249 saw. And then also looking out in the horizon and looking at the environments, I'm seeing the same immersive settings that I described in the previous trailer analysis. Now I know there's going to be restrictive zones and areas you can't get to, but I don't get that sensation looking out onto it. I feel like I can go to any part of the map. So again, it creates kind of that immersive feel that I was describing before. But also I noticed that your character, or at least the bridge, was just hit with an RPG or some type of explosive device. And if you guys remember from the previous trailer, at the end you shot that hotel with the AT-4 rocket launcher, and it was extremely destructive. It took out a couple floors. You didn't see the full effects, but you could see the potential of what was going to happen. But for some reason you're not seeing that on the bridge. There really wasn't a whole lot of damage at all. So I'm wondering, maybe there's certain objects in this game that just cannot be destroyed, just like in Bad Company 2, or maybe that will be able to be destroyed later on, it's just not in the game just yet. And the final thing I notice is this character, Sergeant Black, is under a lot of fire right now, but we're not seeing the same suppressive effect that was showcased at the end of the second trailer. So maybe that effect is dependent on the caliber of rifle that's utilized against you, or maybe that was just a scripted event that happens in certain portions of the single player part of the game. I don't really have any information, so I'm not sure exactly. But as the game comes closer and closer to release, we'll find out if that's an actual gameplay element or if that's just something that's scripted in single player. And we'll also see if it is a gameplay element, if it will exist in multiplayer as well.
Jesus Christ, look at all of them! Where's down the back?
I thought this last part was pretty cool because once he deployed his bipod, there's a dramatic increase in accuracy. And like I said before, you're going to be able to mount that bipod on almost any piece of terrain, even destroyed terrain. So that could lead for some very interesting defensive positions in the multiplayer portion of the game. But watch it over again and notice the difference in accuracy when the bipod is deployed and when he's just standing and firing. And another thing to notice to show that this game is still in pre-alpha, if you look at the bullets that are being fed into the LMG, they're not moving at all. So that's something I'm sure they're going to fix as the game gets closer to release. Like I said before, we're going to get a chance to revisit the Little Bird, and here it is providing fire support for you and your team. And I thought the shells raining down on you was a pretty awesome effect with the sound effects and the visuals. And as you can see, I mean, it's got a lot of firepower. It looks like those are two Gatling guns or miniguns just raining down fire on the enemy. Now, I'm not sure if this is a usable vehicle in multiplayer, but if it is, it seems like it'd be a lot of fun to use. So we'll have to wait and see if it's confirmed for multiplayer. And one final bit of information that wasn't revealed in this trailer but you guys might find interesting is that DICE has confirmed that the single player portion of this game is going to clock in at around 12 hours in length. For me personally, I'm not planning on purchasing this game for the single player aspects. I'm planning on buying it for multiplayer, but it's nice to see that they're working hard on developing a strong single player campaign. A lot of the complaints that I have with first person shooters, and I know a lot of others have with first person shooters, at least with the campaign, is it's far too short. Whenever the campaign clocks in at around 4 or 5 hours, it just doesn't make for much of an experience. So it's nice to see lengthwise they're doing a good job of keeping it pretty long. And I've also, from the gameplay trailers now, after looking at them over, I'm generally interested in the single player. Before, I was pretty apathetic. I wasn't that interested. But seeing him now, I'm curious to see how single player pans out. So it could be something exciting. It could be something fun when the game actually is released. That being said, though, I would really like to see some multiplayer footage. I know they're going to be doing a 13-minute reveal April 17th. But I doubt that that is going to be multiplayer footage. We're probably going to have to wait until E3 before we actually see some multiplayer footage. I think this April 17th thing is probably going to be just more single player footage, maybe just in more detail. But hopefully I'm wrong. It'd be nice to see some multiplayer footage sooner than later, but we'll have to just wait and see. And that is it for this third trailer. Like I said before, there's going to be a much longer reveal April 17th. And judging from this little teaser or preview, we're going to see a lot more of the Destruction Engine in action. So it looks like it's going to be more single player footage, but it'd be nice if some multiplayer footage popped up as well. But let me know what you guys think of this trailer. And as always, take it easy.